If you're looking for a top-of-the-line AV receiver that won't break the bank, look no further than our list of the best units under $5,000 in 2022. With powerful and versatile hardware, these receivers make it easy to get the perfect movie experience. So don't wait any longer. Go ahead and watch today. We have included links in the description box. Let's get started. At number 1 is Denon AVR X6700H 8K Ultra HD 11.2 channel AV receiver. Despite the claims of people who take them, improvement in oneself is extremely unusual after a gap year. The Denon AVC X6700H stands out in this regard because it took a break for a year and returned with increased enthusiasm. Denon chose to delay upgrading one of the 6000 lineage models in 2019 and wait until 2020 to accelerate those typically yearly upgrades. When it came back, it was able to squeeze out even more performance and reevaluate, if not quite redefine, what was possible with a $2,000 home theater amplifier. The introduction of these new models is more about embracing new technology than it is about making significant improvements to audio performance that is already at the top of its class. And the AVC X6700H is undoubtedly loaded with them. One of the 8 inputs and 2 of the 3 outputs on the AVC X6700H are HDMI 2.1 certified, enabling complete compatibility for 8K at up to 60 Hz and 4K at 120 Hz. The new HDMI section is the focus of the article. Despite being just 2.0 certified, the other 7 HDMI inputs do support 2.1 features like VRR, ELM, QMS, and QFT, along with HDR10, HDR10 Plus, HLG, and Dolby Vision. All of the inputs also support them, and one of the outputs is eARC. Sadly, despite this strong emphasis on next-generation technologies, AVC X67000H devices produced before May 2021 have a defective HDMI 2.1 chip that precludes them from supporting 4K gaming at 120 Hz via the Xbox Series X. All of Denon and Marantz's 2020 AVR were impacted by this problem. But Denon devices with serial numbers beginning with 70001 and after should be bug-free because they have an improved HDMI 2.1 chip. Additionally, if you own an older model, you can purchase Sound United's external HDMI converter. The AVC X6700H has 13 channels of DTS-X decoding in addition to its 11 power amplification channels and processing for 13 additional channels, allowing you to expand your speaker system with an external power amplifier. DTS-X Pro technology will be available later via a firmware update. It strengthens an audio arsenal that already supports the majority of 3D formats, including a Max Enhanced, Dolby Atmos, Atmos Height Virtualization, DTS-X, and Auro 3D. The signal path is cleared when using the new preamplifier mode, which is also available. It takes just 15 minutes to get it out of the box and set up using the in-box microphone and the Odyssey software, which can now accept 2 different speaker setups because our test sample has previously been used a few times. We are immediately convinced of the size and power of this Denon amplifier. When you use the AVC X6500H as much as we have, you will notice that it is unquestionably more powerful than its predecessor. This Denon uses that power with tremendous vigor and accuracy. Although the balance is heavier on the bass than in previous generations, and some people may want to occasionally reduce that, the AVC X6700H is not slowed down by any more weight. With that extra bottom end trying to deliver complete and genuine voices as much as it is able to box you about the room when allowed. It just gives this the impression of being a more controlled and mature performance. But what's most striking is how Denon was able to create a more engaging and expressive 6000 series amplifier. The detail and dynamic expression will hold your attention for hours at a time, even while the power and punch will catch your eye. When required, dialogue is given with intensity and emotion. At other times, it is permitted to lilt lyrically. As usual, this is best appreciated using Denon's pure direct mode, although using those 3D audio virtualization modes doesn't mean all is lost. They are effectively integrated, giving the sound field some height and effectively enclosing effects around the listener's position. If you don't mind giving up some clarity and low-level dynamics, it can be a lot of fun in some movies. The melodic presentation of the AVC X6700H adapts nicely to stereo music performance. Considering everything on board the Denon, The playback quality isn't anywhere close to what you get with a stereo integrated at this price, but it is still an engaging recital. Even with the extra year between releases, we wouldn't anticipate many people to be turning in their AVCX 6500H model, since this is only a small improvement for Denon's 6000 series amplifier. According to what we've heard, though, it does solidify the company's place at the top of the class for home theater amplifiers at this price. Denon was onto a winner even if it could only maintain audio quality at roughly the same level as its last effort, with huge wins for gamers and those wishing to future-proof their setups for the 8K content expected to emerge within the next 5 to 10 years. Anyone who is now in the market buying one will find it as a welcome bonus that it has continued to get better. At number 2 is Marantz SR815 11.2 channel AV receiver. The 11.2 channel AV receiver that Marantz offers, the SR815, may be expanded to 13.2 channels using an additional amplifier. With Dolby Atmos and DTS-X, we essentially get everything in terms of audio support. Auro 3D, IMAX Enhanced, and DTS-X Pro are all present and correct. The SR815 is a real powerhouse in terms of extra features, as it comes equipped with Dolby Surround, DTS Neural, X-Up Mixing, Dolby Atmos Height Virtualization, DTS Virtual, X Virtual Technologies, Odyssey Malt EQXT32, High-Resolution Audio, EOS and AirPlay 2, Voice Control, and Custom Integration, USB, Online, and upgraded Bluetooth streaming capabilities. The inclusion of HDMI 2.1, which supports pass-through for 4K at 120Hz and 8K at 60Hz, as well as ALM, VRR, QMS, QFD, and eARC, is last but certainly not least. Being the top model from Marantz, the SR815 provides the broadest compatibility for audio formats available in an AV receiver right now. This means that in addition to the conventional Dolby Surround and DTS Neural, X-Up mixing technologies that may transform straightforward stereo audio tracks into fully immersive surround sound, we also get the usual Dolby Atmos and DTS-X, DTS Virtual X, and the currently accepted Dolby Height Virtualization provide the customary support for virtual technology. With the aid of specialized algorithms and processing, these virtual technologies can produce the illusion of sound by placing virtual speakers in locations where there are none at all. If you can't put speakers in specific places, like on the ceiling, for instance, this can be quite useful. Although the outcome obviously cannot compare to having actual speakers, it is often a good substitute. The SR815 is a deserving flagship and includes everything that status entails. Marantz doesn't require an introduction, and they continue to uphold the standards on which they have established their name. The SR815 contains all the features you would anticipate from such a high-end device and even more. There's more than enough power, support for every commercially available sound format, great sound output, and a long list of features to please even the most discerning users. Exist any drawbacks to such a beast? To be honest, there isn't much to say. We will undoubtedly find fault, but when you pay such a high sum, you undoubtedly want only the finest. Both the single HDMI 2.1 port and the HDMI 2.1 bug for pre-made 2021 products will undoubtedly leave a foul taste in the mouth. Although Sound United has solved both of them, the truth remains that they are problems with the main unit. While cooling system to maintain cool temperatures undoubtedly adds to the already hefty price tag. We would also love to have a motion sensing lighting control. The Marantz SR815 is unquestionably one of the best options you can make if you wish to have everything in one box and strive for the premium category. It's a serious piece of audio gear that will undoubtedly provide you with a unique cinematic audio experience. At number 3 is Denon AVR's 8500HA 13.2 channel receiver. The most sophisticated power amplifier design is included with this model. It has a 13.2 channel amplifier, which offers the critical power to achieve exceptional performance. For a better listening experience, switch this channel into a 7.2, 6, or 9.2, 4 system. This model can process 15.2 channels. At 8 ohms, each channel can provide 150 watts of power. At 6 ohms, it provides 190 watts of power per channel. With this AV receiver, you can always count on a lively and realistic entertainment experience. Low impedance drivers allow AVR's 8500HA to achieve excellent operational stability. This product's L or R, center, and surround impedances are all set to a minimum of 4 ohms. It syncs flawlessly with a variety of speakers to deliver wonderfully tonal and balanced sound. Surround sound systems are well known to be powered by Denon AV receivers. This model elevates this undertaking. It provides the ideal balance that a home theater amplifier needs. This AV receiver increases performance as necessary for managing boisterous, action-packed scenarios. Expect a powerful, brawny, and booming replication of sound that is quite amazing. It is possible to describe the sound scale as flawless. Large spaces are the perfect place for it. The sound effects will move quickly and easily around the space. With the Denon AVR's 8500HA, you feel engaged. Most AV receivers have a lid that covers the sound field. You don't need to worry about this restriction with this model. It exceeds your expectations and goes beyond the expected limits. A very bass-heavy and fascinating techno music is to be expected. The disjointed conversation is perfectly clear. This 8500HA always produces powerful audio, but even when the sound is at its loudest, it manages to stay composed. This model allows you to have a balanced listening experience. This Denon AV receiver has noticeably good sound imaging. Even with only 2 channels, recordings can have a stunning 3-dimensional effect. It never lacks grunt and propulsion even when the volume is turned up all the way. Because of the carefully designed power supply, all channels receive enough power from it to maintain stability in stressful situations. The freshly released Denon AV receivers are well liked for their remarkable clarity and minute details. With more strength and muscle, this iteration improves upon the previous one. The AVR's 8500HA redefines the norms for sound output in AV receivers by fusing harmony between detail, clarity, power, and muscularity. Punches are accurately and flawlessly recreated with impact. Glass cracks, and you can feel it. The sound is really authentic and penetrating. It is difficult to find a better balanced home theater amplifier, according to many AV experts. It never loses strength. Always be prepared to feel the punchy impact. When necessary, the Denon AVR's 8500HA model is adaptable enough to be large and loud. When performing lengthy panning sequences, the sound effect of this model is quite captivating. Even the slightest alterations are noticeable. Extremely accurate capture of the swift movements is achieved. Even when your eyes are closed, you can locate a flying object. This concept seamlessly integrates with the nuances of the soundtrack. As a result, the sound output is consistently crisp, clear, expressive, and appealing. The constantly changing sound variations are perfectly handled by a high-quality AV receiver. This Denon model's audio output sounds incredibly realistic and believable, and it properly adjusts to any changing circumstances. It manages everything effectively, even volume progression and high-pitched whimpers. This receiver excellently captures the tension in tense scenes to give you an immersive listening experience. This model's rhythmic accuracy is quite impressive. It offers unrivaled agility. The best high-end AV receivers give dialogue life and personality. No exceptions are made in this model. Denon AVR's 8500HA completely lives up to your expectations with its endearing expressiveness. When viewing movies or listening to your favorite music, this receiver keeps you interested. With this paradigm, momentum is always expressed succinctly and dynamically. By releasing this item, Denon has raised the bar for audio quality. This 8500HA performs admirably, providing a calm and well-balanced sound output. You can always count on getting the most for your money. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like it if you did. If you're new here, click the subscribe button. Wishing you all the best until the next video.